From an early age, we are taught that the path to success involves getting a good education, earning a university degree, and securing a stable job. The formula seems simple: study hard, land a good job, work diligently, save money, and eventually retire comfortably. But does this logic really hold up? Is the traditional job, with its promises of security and stability, truly the best route to financial freedom? Robert Kiyosaki, in his books and talks, warns that this belief may be a trap disguised as security. Kiyosaki argues that true financial power doesn't come from relying on a monthly paycheck, but from creating income streams that work for you, something that entrepreneurship uniquely offers. To him, the traditional job is actually a modern form of financial slavery. You trade your time for money, but the money you earn is always limited by the number of hours you can work. And, even worse, a significant portion of that money is drained away by taxes, inflation, and debt. Entrepreneurship, on the other hand, offers a different path, one where you build assets, create value, and develop systems that generate income continuously, without the need to directly trade time for money. The wealthy, according to Kiyosaki, don't get rich because they have better jobs or work longer hours. They get rich because they understand the game of money and know how to make money work for them. And entrepreneurship is one of the most powerful tools to achieve that. But why do so many people remain trapped in the idea that a traditional job is the best option? Fear of failure, social pressure, and an education system designed to produce employees, not entrepreneurs, are some of the reasons. In this guide, we'll explore how entrepreneurship can transform your financial life, not only by increasing your income, but also by providing freedom of time, control, and purpose. We'll uncover why the wealthy choose to build businesses instead of seeking jobs, and how you can adopt this mindset to build wealth and financial independence. Robert Kiyosaki often points out that the education system was designed to create employees, not entrepreneurs. From an early age, we are taught to follow rules, obey hierarchies, and seek job security. School teaches us math, science, and grammar, but it rarely covers topics like personal finance, investments, or entrepreneurship. This gap is not accidental. It's a structure designed to keep most people within the system, working to enrich the true players of the game, business owners and investors. Kiyosaki explains this clearly through his concept of the cash flow quadrant, introduced in his book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. The four quadrants are E, employee, self-employed, B, business owner, and I, investor. Most people spend their lives in the E quadrant, working as employees, where money is only generated in exchange for time. In the S quadrant, self-employed individuals still trade time for money, but with a bit more control over their work. However, the true financial power lies in the B and I quadrants. Business owners create systems that generate income, and investors make their money work for them, producing continuous profits. The key difference between the rich and the poor, according to Kiyosaki, lies in which quadrant they choose to operate. While the poor and the middle class remain stuck in the employee and self-employed quadrants, the rich build businesses and make investments. But the crucial point is that this transition requires a mindset shift. The fear of taking risks and the dependence on the security of a fixed paycheck are the biggest obstacles preventing people from moving into the wealth-building quadrants. Entrepreneurship offers a way to break free from this cycle. When you create a business, you are essentially building an asset, something that generates income independently of your direct effort. The rich don't work to earn money. They create businesses that make money for them. This allows them to multiply their income streams without being trapped in the time-for-money exchange cycle. However, the entrepreneurial path is not easy. It requires courage, knowledge, and a willingness to face risks. Kiyosaki emphasizes that failure is part of the process. While school teaches us that mistakes are bad, the business world values them as learning opportunities. Success in entrepreneurship comes to those who are willing to fall, learn, and try again until they discover a model that works. Throughout this guide, we will explore how you can make this transition, the main challenges involved, and how to develop the mindset needed to create and sustain a successful business. After all, a traditional job offers security, but entrepreneurship offers freedom, and true wealth lies in the ability to control your time and financial future. Kiyosaki often warns that the security offered by a traditional job is a dangerous illusion. Many people believe that having a fixed salary, benefits, and a retirement plan guarantees financial stability. But the reality is that the job market is volatile and unpredictable. Economic crises, technological advancements, and corporate decisions can suddenly lead to massive job cuts. The COVID-19 pandemic was a clear example of this. Companies shut down. Workers were laid off in large numbers, and entire industries were reshaped. Those who relied solely on a monthly paycheck were the most affected. On the other hand, entrepreneurs who had built solid businesses and systems of passive income were able to adapt and even thrive amid the chaos. Why? Because entrepreneurship provides something that a traditional job cannot: control. When you own a business, you have the power to make strategic decisions, diversify your income streams, and quickly adapt to market changes. Successful entrepreneurs understand that the business world is dynamic and that flexibility is an invaluable competitive advantage. One of Kiyosaki's greatest lessons is that the rich build businesses not just to generate income, but to create assets. Assets are anything that puts money in your pocket without you having to actively work for it all the time. A well-structured business with automated processes, a capable team, and an effective market strategy becomes a valuable asset. It continues to generate income even when the owner is on vacation, sleeping, or investing in other projects. Kiyosaki emphasizes that the secret lies in building systems, not just working hard. He shares that his rich dad taught him that the wealthy create systems that operate on their own. Instead of being the worker within the system, they become the architects of the system. That's why simply opening a small business and working in it yourself isn't enough. The true power of entrepreneurship comes when you create a system that functions without relying entirely on you. For example, imagine a restaurant owner who is present every day, managing the staff, supervising the kitchen, and handling customer service. If that business owner needs to step away for a week, the business could fall apart. But now imagine an entrepreneur who structures the restaurant so that there's a reliable manager, clear processes, and a well-trained team. That system would allow the business to keep running smoothly even without the owner's constant presence. That's the true power of entrepreneurship, building systems that operate independently of your physical involvement. Another key concept is leverage. The rich don't just build businesses, they use the profits from those businesses to invest in more assets, creating a cycle of exponential growth. The money generated by the business can be invested in real estate, stocks, companies, or other strategic investments, further multiplying cash flow. That's how the rich get richer, not by working harder, but by creating more systems and more assets. But what's most interesting is that this path isn't reserved for millionaires or people with privileged connections. Anyone who is willing to shift their mindset, acquire financial knowledge, and take calculated risks can begin building assets and escape the rat race. Kiyosaki emphasizes that the first step is to let go of the fear and dependence on the security of a paycheck. He states that true security comes from knowledge and control over your own income sources, and entrepreneurship provides exactly that. In the next section, we'll dive into the practical steps for starting a business, overcoming common fears, and building a system that works for you, because true power doesn't come from having a secure job, but from having control over your financial life. The biggest obstacle preventing people from becoming entrepreneurs is fear of failure, fear of losing money, and fear of the unknown. Robert Kiyosaki explains that fear is one of the strongest control mechanisms of the traditional employment system. The monthly paycheck works like a kind of security injection that keeps people trapped in the cycle of work, bills, and expenses. As long as you depend on that paycheck to survive, the fear of losing it will limit your ability to take risks and pursue opportunities. Entrepreneurship requires a profound shift in mindset. Instead of seeking security, you need to learn to accept and even embrace risk. Kiyosaki teaches that failure is an essential part of the learning process in the business world. Successful entrepreneurs don't avoid failure. They learn from it and adjust their strategies to try again. The difference between an employee and an entrepreneur is that the employee fears failure, while the entrepreneur sees it as an opportunity for growth. But this mindset shift doesn't happen overnight. It requires building confidence and acquiring financial knowledge. The first step is understanding how money really works, and that means moving away from the mentality of working for money to making money work for you. When you create a business, you begin to build a structure that generates income independently, reducing your dependence on a fixed paycheck. Kiyosaki emphasizes that entrepreneurship offers something that a traditional job never can: freedom. Freedom of time, freedom of choice, and freedom of creation. When you have a business that functions without your constant presence, you gain the power to decide how to use your time, whether it's expanding the business, investing in new projects, or simply enjoying life. That is true wealth. Another key point that Kiyosaki emphasizes about entrepreneurship is the ability to build assets and generate a steady cash flow. When you work as an employee, your income is limited to your ability to work. If you stop working, the money stops coming in. However, when you create a business, you start building a system that generates income continuously without relying directly on your daily effort. Kiyosaki gives the example of franchise-based businesses. When you set up a well-structured franchise system, the business operates based on standardized processes and decentralized management. This allows the entrepreneur to step away from daily operations without disrupting the business. That's the true power of an automated system. It keeps generating income even when you're not directly involved. Additionally, entrepreneurship allows you to leverage, a concept that Kiyosaki considers essential for building wealth. Leverage happens when you use other people's capital, banks, investors or partners, or other people's time and talent, employees, partners, and collaborators to grow your business. When you're an employee, your income potential is limited to your personal time and effort. But as an entrepreneur, you can multiply your results by delegating, automating, and scaling your business. That's why the true power of entrepreneurship lies in creating an efficient system that works for you, a business that generates money consistently and sustainably. Kiyosaki states that the goal isn't just to make money, but to build a cycle of continuous growth. The money generated by the business can be reinvested to expand operations, acquire new assets, and further increase cash flow. This is how the rich build wealth, by creating multiple income streams that feed into each other. In the next section, we'll explore how you can start building this kind of system, the most common mistakes to avoid, and the strategies that can accelerate success in the business world. One of the greatest advantages of entrepreneurship over traditional employment is the power of control over your decisions and financial future. When you're an employee, your future is in the hands of others, your boss, the company, or the market. A restructuring, a merger, or an economic crisis can suddenly take away your job and your source of income. However, as an entrepreneur, you have the power to create strategies, adapt to changes, and make decisions that directly affect your business outcomes. Kiyosaki emphasizes that true power lies in creating assets that generate income automatically. He gives the example of real estate, where an investor buys properties that generate a steady cash flow through rental income. Similarly, a well-structured business functions like an income-generating property. It continues to operate and produce profit even without your constant presence. The biggest challenge for many aspiring entrepreneurs is overcoming the initial phase of building and instability. At the beginning, the business may require a lot of work, dedication, and strategic adjustments. But as you develop efficient processes, train a competent team, and automate operations, the system begins to function independently. That's the moment when entrepreneurship transforms into freedom. Kiyosaki explains that the secret isn't just about making money, it's about making the money generated by your business work for you. The profit earned can be reinvested to expand the business, acquire other assets, or even diversify your investments. This is how the rich create a cycle of continuous growth. They build businesses that generate income and then multiply that income through strategic investments. In the next section, we'll cover how to structure an efficient system, overcome the initial challenges, and create a sustainable business model for the long term. According to Kiyosaki, the true secret to entrepreneurial success lies in understanding the difference between working in the business and working on the business. Many entrepreneurs start out handling all the roles themselves: customer service, sales, management, and operations, which is natural at the beginning. However, for the business to grow and become a sustainable asset, it's essential for the entrepreneur to learn how to delegate and structure a system that operates without relying entirely on personal effort. Kiyosaki emphasizes that real power comes when the entrepreneur creates a system that functions independently. That's why he recommends that, from the beginning, you think about how to automate processes, train a competent team, and establish clear performance metrics. When the system is well-tuned, the business continues to grow and generate profit without requiring your constant involvement. Another crucial point is the mindset toward money. In the traditional employment world, money is seen as a limited resource. You work, receive a salary, and pay your bills. In entrepreneurship, money is a tool for leverage. The rich are not afraid to use money, their own or other people's, to create more wealth. They invest in infrastructure, marketing, technology, and expansion, always with the goal of making the system grow and generating more cash flow. Kiyosaki also highlights the importance of reinvesting profits back into the business. Instead of spending the money earned from initial success, the wealthy-minded entrepreneur uses that capital to expand, improve processes, and increase system efficiency. This strategy creates a cycle of continuous growth, where profit generates more profit, a dynamic that employees limited to a fixed salary rarely get to experience. In the next section, we'll explore how to create an efficient leverage system, how to reinvest profits wisely, and how to transform a small business into a valuable asset that generates long-term passive income. One of the greatest advantages of entrepreneurship, according to Kiyosaki, is the ability to leverage external resources to accelerate business growth. While an employee relies solely on their own work and the salary they receive, an entrepreneur can use capital from investors, bank loans, or even reinvested profits to expand the business and increase cash flow. Kiyosaki explains that the rich are not afraid to use other people's money, known as OPM, other people's money, to create wealth. They understand that money is a tool and that, when used correctly, it can multiply results exponentially. For example, an entrepreneur might secure financing to open a new location for a successful business, expanding profit potential without having to invest all their own capital. Another key factor is leveraging other people's time and talent. A successful business is built around an efficient team and well-defined processes. A smart entrepreneur understands that they can't do everything alone. They hire competent people, develop clear systems, and delegate strategic functions. This allows the business to grow in a structured way without overburdening the founder. Kiyosaki points out that most successful entrepreneurs focus on creating value for the market. When you offer a product or service that solves a real problem or meets a specific need, growth becomes a natural consequence. The most profitable companies don't just sell products, they build brands, create experiences, and generate impact in their customers' lives. This added value allows them to charge higher prices, generate greater customer loyalty, and establish a strong market position. Entrepreneurship is, therefore, a game of strategy and mindset. Kiyosaki states that success doesn't come solely from working hard, but from thinking strategically, taking calculated risks, and building systems that operate efficiently. The rich aren't afraid of failure because they understand that learning comes through practice and that every mistake is an opportunity for adjustment and growth. In the next section, we'll explore how to create a sustainable value system, attract and retain customers, and transform a business into a wealth-generating machine. Kiyosaki emphasizes that the value of a business is directly tied to its ability to solve problems and create a unique experience for the customer. The most successful businesses don't just offer a product or service, they build a brand, create a community, and establish an emotional connection with their audience. When a customer feels they are receiving real value, they not only come back, but also recommend the business to others, creating a natural cycle of growth. A clear example of this is companies that provide excellent service and build a business model based on customer experience. Think of major coffee chains or tech brands. They aren't just selling coffee or devices, they're selling status, convenience, and a sense of belonging. Kiyosaki explains that this perceived value allows companies to charge higher prices and create larger profit margins, increasing cash flow and business sustainability. Another crucial point is the focus on building long-term customer relationships. Kiyosaki mentions that a loyal customer is far more valuable than a single sale. The most successful companies understand this and create loyalty programs, engagement strategies, and communication channels that keep the customer connected to the brand. This type of loyalty generates recurring revenue and reduces customer acquisition costs, which further strengthens cash flow. In addition to attracting and retaining customers, a successful entrepreneur also understands the importance of diversifying income streams within the business itself. Kiyosaki suggests that once the core model is working well, the next step is to identify new opportunities within the same market or in related markets. This could include launching new products, expanding into new distribution channels, or even taking the business international. The true power of entrepreneurship lies in building a system that generates income automatically and sustainably. When you create an efficient model focused on value and customer loyalty, growth becomes predictable and scalable. At that point, the entrepreneur stops working for money and money starts working for them. In the next section, we'll explore how to scale a business intelligently, how to use profits to create new income streams, and how to turn initial success into a lasting financial empire. Scaling a business is where the true power of entrepreneurship begins to show. Robert Kiyosaki explains that once the value generation and cash flow system is working efficiently, the next step is to expand that model to new markets, audiences, or formats. Scaling allows the entrepreneur to increase profits without necessarily increasing effort proportionally. The system grows, but the entrepreneur's workload decreases. A classic example of scalability is the franchise model. Kiyosaki mentions that companies like McDonald's or Starbucks didn't grow by opening a single successful store. They created a system that could be replicated in different locations with the same level of efficiency and quality. When you structure a business model that can be replicated, growth stops depending on your direct time and effort, making accelerated expansion possible. Another essential factor for scaling a business is the strategic use of technology. Kiyosaki highlights that successful entrepreneurs leverage automation and digital systems to reduce costs, improve customer experience, and increase operational efficiency. Online sales platforms, inventory management systems, and data intelligence tools are resources that allow a business to grow in a structured way without operational bottlenecks. Diversification is also a key strategy for consolidating and expanding a business. Once the initial cash flow is solid, the next step is to invest in new areas that complement or strengthen the core business. Kiyosaki explains that the rich don't keep all their capital in a single venture. They create multiple income streams, using the profit from one business to finance the creation or acquisition of other assets. The true power of entrepreneurship lies not just in making money, but in building a continuous cycle of growth. When a successful business generates profit, that profit can be reinvested to expand the business itself or to acquire new assets, creating a multiplying effect that transforms a small business into a financial empire. In the next section, we'll explore how to consolidate this growth, protect the business from risks, and create a solid financial foundation to ensure that the success achieved is maintained in the long term. Consolidating a successful business involves more than just increasing revenue. It's about ensuring that growth is sustainable and protected from external risks. Kiyosaki explains that true financial power comes when the entrepreneur not only creates an efficient system, but also establishes a solid foundation that can withstand market fluctuation. One way to consolidate a business is through revenue diversification. When you rely on a single product or a single market, you're vulnerable to sudden changes. Kiyosaki suggests that successful entrepreneurs look for ways to expand their income streams, whether by offering new products, exploring new sales channels, or entering complementary markets. This strategy reduces exposure to risk and creates a more stable cash flow. Another essential point is the strategic reinvestment of profits. Many entrepreneurs, after achieving initial success, fall into the trap of increasing their lifestyle before solidifying the business's financial structure. Kiyosaki warns that the profit generated by a business should first be reinvested to strengthen the system itself. This could include upgrading equipment, hiring new talent, or increasing production capacity. Furthermore, Kiyosaki highlights the importance of protecting the wealth you've built. The rich don't just create assets, they also protect them from unexpected losses. This involves setting up legal structures like holding companies, diversifying investments, and using business insurance to mitigate operational risks. Protecting cash flow is just as important as generating it. True financial freedom arises when you build a solid system that generates continuous passive income and is protected from external factors. Kiyosaki states that this is the moment when the entrepreneur reaches the B, business owner, and I, investor, quadrants. They create businesses that generate money, use that money to invest in new assets, and thereby establish a virtuous cycle of growth and financial protection. In the next section, we'll cover how to turn this solid foundation into a lasting legacy, how to use the income generated by the business to create new investments, and how to consolidate a financial empire that stands the test of time. Robert Kiyosaki teaches that the true power of entrepreneurship lies not just in the ability to make money, but in the freedom it provides. When you build an efficient, structured, and scalable business, you gain control over your time, your decisions, and your financial future. A traditional job offers temporary security, but entrepreneurship offers permanent freedom. Throughout this journey, we have seen how entrepreneurship allows us to escape the rat race, that endless cycle of working to pay the bills without ever accumulating real wealth. The rich do not depend on a salary. They create systems that generate income continuously, without the need to trade time for money. This is the difference that separates those who prosper financially from those who merely survive. Kiyosaki shows us that the path to financial freedom involves a change in mindset, leaving your comfort zone, accepting risk and learning from your mistakes. Failure is not the end, but rather a natural learning process. Successful entrepreneurs do not avoid risk. They calculate it, manage it, and transform it into opportunity. Building a successful business is a journey that requires dedication, strategy, and patience. At first, it may seem difficult. You will face challenges, make mistakes, and have to adjust your path several times. But as the system solidifies, cash flow grows, and the business becomes self-sufficient, the initial effort turns into lasting freedom and wealth. True wealth, according to Kiyosaki, is not about having more money, it's about having control over your life. When you own a system that works without your constant presence, you have the power to choose how you live. You can travel, invest in new projects, spend time with your family, or simply enjoy life without the pressure of a paycheck or a boss. The power of entrepreneurship over traditional employment lies in its ability to create and multiply wealth in a strategic and sustainable way. Traditional employment offers security. Entrepreneurship offers freedom. And in the end, true wealth is the freedom to live life on your own terms. This is the essence of Robert Kiyosaki's teaching and his invitation to abandon the secure but limited path of traditional employment and take control of your financial future through entrepreneurship. The decision is in your hands.